Greetings, and welcome to Earthling Cinema. I am your host, Garyx Wormuloid. This week's artifact is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and winner of not one, not two, but 0 Academy Awards. The film follows a bunch of people with secret identities, where everyone pretty much knows everyone else's secret identity, and it doesn't seem to matter. Where every scene is either incredibly loud or incredibly quiet.
This means something.
Where, when all else fails, just have Ben Affleck stare ahead gravely.
Listen to me now!
The plot goes a little something like this. Superman fights too big, so now the drooling masses don't like him anymore. Pretty much the same plot as The Incredibles. Also, Batman is jealous of Superman for not having to wear a sweaty mask all the time. Lex Luthor finds a big emerald, which is basically Superman's kryptonite. He goes to some random Kentucky senator, who is the only government representative in America, apparently, and asks her to pass a law that will allow him to weaponize the emerald. But little does he know, that's forbidden in the Earth Constitution. Fortunately, it doesn't say anything about private citizens taking dead bodies and experimenting on them for personal reasons. Meanwhile, Batman is just out here dreaming up a storm. One of his dreams is about him wearing a jacket over his bat suit. What kind of shit is that? They have a big meeting to dish about Superman, but then Lex bombs the meeting. Which, if you think about it, is just his quirky way of contributing his 2 cents, or whatever bombs cost. Superman gets embarrassed and goes into hiding, pretty much the same plot as Superman Returns. Batman builds an Iron Man suit, then steals Lex's emerald and duct tapes it to a stick. Heyo! Rather than spend time coming up with a better idea, Lex kidnaps Superman's mom. He then reveals that he was the one who turned Batman and Superman against each other. Pretty much the same plot as Captain America's Civil War. He tells Superman he has to kill Batman or else. He doesn't actually do that with his finger, but the point still stands. Batman and Superman fight for like 2 minutes in a generic-looking warehouse, which is really all you could ever want from a movie whose entire marketing campaign was predicated on their rivalry.
I understand.
Then they instantaneously decide to strike up a bromance because they both have moms.
What does that mean?
Well, except one of them. Next, Lex unleashes some monster he created. I don't know. Will the fighting never cease? Wonder Woman watches it on pay-per-view for a while, then eventually decides to go help out. Superman stabs the monster with the Emerald Spear instead of asking one of his friends, who wouldn't be severely weakened by the spear, to do it. Almost as if he had a death wish. In jail, Lex goes for the Chrome Dome look. Pretty much the same plot as X-Men Apocalypse. They throw 2 funerals for Superman, and Batman and Wonder Woman discuss whether or not they should join the Avengers.
We have to stand together.
Like many other Zack Snyder films, Batman vs. Superman explores the dynamic between men and the perceived gods who walk amongst them.
Embrace me as your king and as your god.
What can I say? The guy has a thing for computer-generated muscles. Humans were reassured by the notion of a benevolent savior, and in times of adversity or selfishness, often appealed to God for help.
Heavenly God?
Oh, God.
God have mercy on us all. But in the film, the concept of the divine is no longer an abstract idea. It's embodied in Superman. Ordinary humans, particularly those in power, are uncomfortable with the threat a godlike being poses to the fabric of society, even though that fabric's got a 7 billion thread count. Since Superman is impervious to punishment, he is essentially above the law.
He answers to no one.
Even Batman, no stranger to operating outside of the justice system, is uncomfortable with Superman enjoying this level of autonomy. How can he trust a guy without a butler? Due to Superman's near omnipotence, his defection to the dark side of the Force would cost innumerable human lives, so Batman decides he must stop it by taking innumerable human lives. Batman's logic is akin to an existential risk calculus, a political philosophy employed on Earth in response to the proliferation of nuclear weapons, or nuki-dukes. When the consequence of an event is global annihilation, even a small probability of its occurrence is unacceptable, which is to say, bad.
He has the power to wipe out the entire human race, and if we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
And that's just math, kids. You want to be a Batman when you grow up? Stay in school. Another element at play is childhood abandonment, specifically that of rich white dudes.
The magical thinking of orphan boys.
Both Batman and Lex are orphans whose daddy issues cause them to distrust the idea of God, the ultimate father figure, and also the ultimate bad boy.
No man in the sky intervened when I was a boy to deliver me from Daddy's fist and abominations.
If there is a God, he failed to protect Bruce and Lex from the tragedies of their youths, or chose not to because he was out with his drinking buddies.
I bet your parents taught you that you mean something. My parents taught me a different lesson. Dying in the gutter for no reason at all.
Thus, they want to undermine the idea that Superman is purely good and all-powerful by utilizing humanity's weapon of choice for killing gods.
You were never a god.
At the end of the film, however, Superman's benevolence is affirmed when he unnecessarily sacrifices his life to save mankind. The final image of dirt levitating on Superman's coffin suggests that he may resurrect, just as Jesus did, proving once and for all that virtually nothing could stop this from being a profitable franchise. For Earthling Cinema, I'm Garyx Wormuloid.
Hello, Earth enthusiasts. Craving more movie explorations? Click on Sad Ben Affleck to visit Wisecrack's channel page, where you can find your next video to watch and subscribe. A bunch of new episodes are on the way, so make sure you subscribe to be notified the moment they're released. And if you're still feeling the superhero fuzzies, click here to visit our friend MatPat over at the Film Theorists. MatPat is the master of overanalyzing characters and diving deep into the science and lore of your favorite movies. If Batman is still on the mind, check out MatPat's video decoding which version of the Joker is portrayed in Suicide Squad. As you may remember, Justice League number 50 revealed that there are 3 separate Jokers, while MatPat has figured out which one Jared Leto is playing. And I'll just say, it's not who you might think. So visit the Film Theorists here, watch a video or two, subscribe, and tell them Wisecrack sent you. Finally, check out Wisecrack's Patreon page here. Become a patron before August 13th to watch a live behind-the-scenes tour of the Earthling Cinema set with yours truly. Okay, until next time, thanks for watching. Goodbye.